Hey, how's it going today? We are in Oasis Springs yet again, and we're going to be meeting a brand new family for the new rental properties. They're not really rentals, but you get it. So I will see you in just a little bit. So the first sim we're going to be meeting today is this lovely sim right here, front and center. This is Miss Jung Sunok, and she is the mother of the mother who is holding the baby you can see behind. Now, this sim is somebody who's been through a lot in her life. She's kind of like a sim of all trades kind of situation, and she's been through a whole lot in her life. So you can kind of see in her skills just how well-rounded that she is, and you can see that. Sorry if you hear like that banging. So, all right, let me just say real quick to preface. You might hear a lot of like banging and like me pausing and stuff because one of my cats, my sweet little baby boy who has long hair, went to the vet today to get groomed. So he has like the precious, most adorable lion cut right now. But one of my other cats, Marzipan, she's being weird. I don't know why. I guess because like he smells like the vet clinic. I don't know. But she's like jumping around and just being weird. She always does this whenever one of them goes to the vet. But that is what you might be hearing today. So I do apologize for that. And if I have to make any kind of weird pauses, that's probably why. So anyway, Ms. Jung, she is kind of like a sim of all trades. She's got like all these things, but you'll notice mostly she has a lot of cooking and baking experience. And that's because all three of them actually made a lot of their money off of a restaurant that they used to own in another city before they moved here. So basically they all three have been like saving money and just kind of working at her restaurant that she's been owning for many, many years. But before that, she was like a school teacher. She's done DJing. She used to be a dancer for like way back in the day when she was like young, like a backup dancer. She's done it all. So that's kind of reflected in her skills. And as far as her personality traits are concerned, she's family oriented now. I think, kind of like anybody, but as time goes on, your values change, and that kind of changes like your personality as well. So she's now family oriented. She's completely focused on her little granddaughter and her family, and she's very loyal. That's one thing that I think she just sticks by. That's partly why she's here with them, because they actually weren't all living together until they moved into this compound, quote unquote. And she's like, look, you guys are starting a new life. This is completely different. You're uprooting your time, your life and putting it into something else. Let me help out with the baby so that you can focus on what you need to focus on. So that's what she's doing here. And she's incredibly wise because of all the life experience that she's had. So I imagine that she's very much focusing on, instead of like her career and making money and stuff now, she's focusing on relationships and things like that. So that is Miss Jung Sunok. And the next sim we've got is Davis Kong. Now, Davis, I don't know why he's looking so mad. He's so nice. He is so nice. Maybe it's just the way. Yeah, okay. So Davis is the son of a single mom. I think his mom it's not like the best upbringing. Like their dad abandoned them, and so because he's like half in the culture that he's from, like where he grew up, he was always an outsider. And so he's had to really break a lot of that generational trauma and stuff like that in his own life and for his little girl. So he's very disciplined, and he kind of, in his early days, he kind of went through some bro phases, which you can actually see in his traits. He has higher mixology, he likes dancing, DJ mixing, fitness, things like that. But he's also incredibly smart and just brilliant at everything he does. So most of his skills are super high. So it's kind of like if he puts his mind to it, he excels at everything. Except for bowling, apparently. Which, I mean, bowling is only like a 5 point skills, so I guess that's fairly okay. It's like medium, I guess. But yeah, so in his kind of like more recent years, he's become kind of more softened. He's kind of been more refined, and I think that's just because of his wife. Of his wife and the influence of the people that have been around him. So it's incredibly helpful that we have mom now, because then they get to focus. So now they are going to be focusing on making sure, like, they're going to be like the landlords, basically. So everyone's giving them money in the game, even though I kind of want it to be where everybody has their own, like, it's kind of like they own their own place, but everyone just kind of pitches in around here. You get it. Or you'll get it more as we go on, how things are supposed to go. But he is a very neat sim, so he's more of the kind of person that he's going to be staying home with the baby the most. I mean, everybody is staying home. They have their own business, or she's got her own business. She's the main breadwinner, the mom, which you'll meet in a bit. But he likes to clean up around the house. He just feels like more adept at cooking and just kind of taking care of the domicile, as it were, which is completely different from what they used to do when he was working and they weren't all living here. They were all 3 working in the restaurant, but he was the one that was mainly doing all of the work while she was like kind of honing her skill, which you'll hear about in just a little bit. So then last but not least, well, besides Miss Baby here, adult Sims at least, we have Miss Eunice Kong, and she's somebody that I think, I think she's just a very friendly, nice person to be around, and she's a little boring. she's not like, she's just a fun, just kind of like what you see is what you get kind of person. But recently she's been really into finding like her own, she likes jewelry making. That's what she's been doing, by the way. It's no big secret. So that's like what they're doing here, and why they decided to kind of come here, because there's all kinds of like natural minerals and gems and things to be seen around here. So she's got her business, which I'm really wanting to open up some kind of a jewelry store for her. Oops, I booped my mic, sorry. I'm really wanting to open up like a jewelry store for her eventually, which we'll make together. So I think that'll be really fun, and give her a little workshop and stuff, because these are so small. I'm probably going to have to put some kind of a workshop like outside for her, like a little table set up or something, because I don't think they're going to have enough room in the actual domicile. I'm sorry, I just like to say that. So yeah, her traits are, as you can see, so everyone is pretty good at gardening and cooking, baking. Hers is the highest in gemology, and I think I have both Davis and Sunok having some gemology skill, and I think that's only because it's through osmosis. You ever like know somebody who's really into something and that's all they talk about, so like you kind of have some knowledge on it? I feel like that's what's happened through that. So are they okay? They look like they're hot, like they had a fight, and he's like trying to be like, hey I don't know. And then last but not least, we have Miss Sabrina Kong, and she is a little sweet baby. She has a sunny trait, and that's really like her yellow bow is her personality. She's like the sweetest little baby. I don't know who this person is. It's so weird when like you have like a rando in your Sims, because I like just made them. How do they know this person? Do they all know Panya? I guess. Anyway. Yeah, so I mean, there's really not much to be said. She's an infant, and I think that maybe she's like nearing toddler age, toddlerhood. I don't think I have anything unlocked for her, like any milestones. No, not really. Okay, well, we'll have to work on that. But well, she was born. Yay. So yeah, that was a lot of rambling, but I just want to really introduce you guys and do it right to our Sims, because I want to get a feel of like their personalities and what their houses are going to be like and stuff like that. So let's go ahead. We'll get into build mode, and I don't know how much we'll get done today, but I do want to work on the exterior a little bit. And the home that they're going to be in is the one at the very end here. I guess in the front or in the very back, however you want to call that. So yeah, we will get right into right into build mode and start building. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so here we are, and I've already chosen a new door for them. I feel like I want to get that out of the way first, of like what we're going to be actually doing for the exterior as far as like the windows and the doors are concerned. I've chosen this one from, I believe it's Cats and Dogs. I'm pretty sure it's like this barn style door. Yeah, Cats and Dargs. Kurtz and Dargs. And I want to just go ahead and make these windows into this wood swatch. It's the first wood swatch, and I just feel like it kind of matches everything. And I really want to make this house a little bit more rustic than all of that that it was before. Yeah, so I hate that glitch. That is so annoying. And then we'll go ahead and do the back windows in a similar wood. Again, these aren't going to be exact because, you know, they're not all from the same thing, but we're going to get as close as we can. And then I'm thinking I want to do, okay, I have this in my head, so it may not go according to plan, but I want to do these wooden shingles that are from growing together, but I don't know how that's going to look. This might be too much wood. I don't know. Let's stick it all on and see how we feel about it and go from there. And then, of course, I'll have to change this platform foundation color. I don't know. I kind of like that so far. I'm here for it a little bit. I think I would like to... Let me page down so I'm not like popping up in the air there. I think I would like to... It's just like so tight quarters here that it's going to be hard to kind of like see everything, especially on this lot. Now, I want to add really quick before I move on. I've put this on here, but I've only put it on with move objects. I really doubt they can actually use this mailbox. What I really want to do is once I'm out of like their mode for their household, I want to put one of those like big, like 500 mailboxes out here. Just for everybody to use. I'm pretty sure if I go into it like just the generic build mode instead of being like in their household, then I can put it on there and it's all shared and everyone can use it. I will play test this to see it, but you can't place this on a fence unless you have move objects cheat on. So I don't know. We'll see. I thought it looked cute there. And in real life, that makes sense. But then again, this is like a private compound. I know I like to say compound. But, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have, unless they have a key, like the mailman coming or mail person coming in to deliver mail to all of these places. It's pretty private. So all of that being said, I don't know how the mail situation is going to go. And when I first loaded in here, it had like the big default mailbox just like on the deck. And I was like, what? And in saying all of this, I think now I would like to change the foundation of this house to be a different color as well. Let me just take a look-a-peeka. Just to see how I feel. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. So this family, if you hadn't caught on, it is a Korean culture family. And to me, all of this wood kind of gives me those vibes in a way, in a weird way. I don't know. So I kind of like that. I feel like that's kind of nice, and I like the naturalness of it among the rocks in the sand. So yeah, I think we'll do that for now. And again, we will, I hate the bouncing up. Again, we will change that if we need to. And let's look at this fence situation. I feel like I could definitely change it to something like that if I really wanted to. Let's see though. I don't know. Maybe not the picket fence. Let me take a look. I think maybe I'll do this privacy fence. I think that would be really nice to have something like that. And then I'm hesitating to even try this because this might be too on the nose. But I would like to do this one that came with, like this one that came with for rent. You know, some of the Korean houses, they have something like this, or like I guess just Asian houses in general, they have something like this. It's like a gate that you can go into. I don't know. I don't know if I want to lean on that too heavily, because I don't necessarily want the inside to be like that either, but I just think it's cute. And I feel like Sunok would really like this, the grandmother. I feel like she would really like that. And maybe it's like a thank you for her for like pitching in, you know, to help with the baby and kind of moving in with them and stuff, giving her some of the feeling of home. I don't know. Again, I might change it, but we'll see. Okay, so then for this railing, let's just try this on. Again, from For Rent, and just to see how we feel about it. I mean, I don't hate it. I feel like it's kind of nice. I don't know. We may come back here and it may be completely changed, but for now, let's just see. As far as the foundation for the deck is concerned, I'm just thinking this darker wood lattice, or maybe even this stage foundation. I just don't know that they would do all that for the stage foundation. And then also the lattice is a little bit more accessible if you need to get under the house, because I know like a lot of these tiny homes, well, just homes in general, they have a lot of like electrical stuff and plumbing stuff under the house. And so maybe you would need that to be accessible. So we'll leave it like that, I think, with that darker lattice, just to give it a little bit more realness. And then I think I can use these same stairs, just change them to like a darker wood swatch. Perhaps. Perhaps. Let's see here. I think that's fine. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and look for decking. Maybe just this guy. Base game. First swatch. There you go. I think that fits well. I think that's kind of fitting like all of that kind of wood that I want out here. Let me take a look at it with everything up here. I'm still not sold on the gate, but for now, I think that would be nice. Because also, it's not just Sunok. Like, it's also Davis. He was also raised in Korea for like a large majority of his life. So maybe it's just kind of like they want to have that style, like to kind of harken back. I think Eunice was just born in like quote unquote America world. I don't know. So maybe she's visited there a lot and stuff. And maybe like a lot of the like, like the restaurant they used to have, maybe it was a Korean restaurant. Storylines. Okay, well, anyway, now that we've got all of that kind of picked out, I want to go ahead and I'll go off screen for a bit and we'll choose a couple of like items and things to kind of zhuzh up all of this out here. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I've pulled out a few things and I have been noticing that my neighbors are riding their motorcycles like crazy again. So if you hear that, apologies, but we're gonna go ahead and get this all furnished. I've pulled out a lot more surprising things than I thought I would, and that includes this pole apparently that I forgot to take away while I was like pulling stuff out. But I have a lot of greenery and flowers and things. I feel like when they decided to move here, Davis was like, I am going to go all out and just like completely go ham with all of just personalizing everything, making it look quaint, making it look sweet. So I'm having these guys just like all along here. And I mean, we're going to have like a ton of plants. I also put this copper light out, as you can see as well, just so that we have some light in or on the front door. And not only am I doing all of these, I'm also doing some more plants, or actually some flowers, along the fence line too, which you'll see in just a bit. So then I've taken these lovely little window box flowers, and you can do them if you just put them just right here. I'm gonna put that here and pull them up with the 9 and 0 key. So it's gonna be really packed, but I love just how like lively this looks. And I feel like, especially if you are in this like super bright, sunny climate in like Oasis Springs, this is just begging for plants and flowers, and it's just so cheerful, and I really like it. I really like the flowers and stuff with this dark wood. I just think it's really, really sweet and nice. So I've put all of those out, and that's what that's going to be looking like. I also have just some of these pre-made, you don't have to do anything to them, little planters from Eco Lifestyle. And I'm doing this on this side of the deck, and this is more just for privacy because the pool is like literally right here. And if you want to be out here just chilling, maxing, relaxing, and not wanting to be bothered by like kids splashing in the pool or whatever, this does make it a little bit more private, but you can actually still see through the slat, so it's not like it's so closed in. This is such a tiny little space here that it's kind of nice. And I made it in this swatch just to kind of match all the other wood. I think it looks pretty nice. So that is pretty much all of the greenery that we've got out here, save just like one or two little things that we've got for this little green area. I feel like I used the same lanterns outside all the time, so I want to branch out, and I saw these are from Seasons, and they remind me of like those IKEA lights, like those like plain paper lanterns. And I thought, it probably doesn't rain very often here. I mean, maybe because it's Oasis Springs, but this would be like the perfect place to have paper lanterns, you know? So I thought that looked really nice. The wood doesn't really go with everything else, but it's fine. Wood is wood and whatever. So I'm also putting in some slats for these windows in this darker swatch. I feel like if you're gonna have this is so open, and it's like facing everybody, and everybody can see your business, which that's one thing you kind of sign up for. But I also feel like you can have a little bit more privacy with these slats. These are not perfect. You can still see through them, but it's just like a little bit of a hint of like more privacy. So I'm putting that on all of the windows up front here. I'm not going to worry with the back and side windows because we already have, like I said, these guys in, so I'm not really worried about that at all. So then I've got this simple little table and chairs, which I'm putting up on the deck, and I just want to make sure that these are going to fit because I want them to be able to use this. Yeah, that's good. I'm putting them in like this kind of like orientation instead of a quote unquote more normal one, because I feel like if you do it in that one, it's harder for the Sims to get to them. I'll play test though, and just to make sure they can get to all of that. I went back and forth to see if we should put a personal barbecue on here, but again, it is such a tight little space that I thought, nah, we have this big giant open place here that's for like the shared thing, and you could just easily come down here, I mean, and do all your barbecuing and stuff, so I'm not gonna bother with that. And then I do have a welcome mat somewhere. Here it is. This is the last thing on the actual deck itself without being too cluttered. There's not a lot on the deck, but it just feels more cluttered because of all the plants and the lights and stuff. So I kind of wanted to have it, more simple. And I might consider putting in some kind of like an outdoor rug after all is said and done, but let's focus on what we've got here. I'm putting out this gardening table. I thought that would be really nice. I could see Sunok out here just like going on this and doing little herbal remedies and preparing herbs and things like that from the garden, the public garden here, shared garden. I also have some little planters though. So I thought even though they have that, it's really nice to have like maybe some trees out here or something kind of like personal that you just want to have. So I just put these different colored planters. I thought that looked really cute. Out here kind of matches in with the colors of kind of goes with like the colors of the gardening table. I thought, I don't know, maybe not. So we've got those. It's just so tight to look at everything here. So it's kind of like top down. And then I've also got this little outdoor couch situation, which I need to kind of fit in. I'm not using move objects down here because it is so tight and I want everything to be accessible. So again, I'll play test. And the last thing I've got that I pulled out is this little orange tree or orange plant thing. And it's not wanting to behave because we're near a foundation, so it's tripping. There we go. I think that's the best we got with that. Yeah, so I don't know if you realize this, but all of the little areas have a green, quote unquote, green space. I feel like they didn't want to sod up all of this, so maybe it's just like a better compromise to have just every little yard area being sodded and not like the entire area or compound. So that's what we're doing there. I like the shade that these provide because when you're out here, it's going to be blazing desert sun in your face. So it's very nice to have some kind of like little entertainment space like that. So I think the last thing I want to do is see if I want to put out some kind of a outdoor rug. Let me take a look at that. I've been kind of looking around. I don't really think there's anything that I would like to put on here. I think this is good as it is. So let's take a little look at what this is looking like. Okay, so here we are at the main gate and you can see from the little tiny tight space that this is what we're dealing with here. I think it's really cute. I like the colors. I like the naturalness of it. I like the like slightly Asian inspired situation. And I like that it has a lot of the elements that this family are maybe kind of using. I maybe want to put on some kind of railing because I'm thinking about we have an elder sim in here. Maybe accessibility wise, she needs a railing to kind of get up and down those stairs. So I'll add that off screen. But here's the other side of the yard. Looking very cute. And I will go ahead and have them plant something in those planters so it's not just empty. But I mean, I think it's really cute out here. I think it'd be so nice to kind of sit on this little green space, have a little bit of green space and just be cool because of the shade on that trellis. Super nice. So then we're going to go up to the deck part. And yeah, we have just a little cute, quaint little space that we can chill, max, and relax. I don't know why I keep saying that out here. It's nothing special, but I think it is like very special because of that. I'll also show you how it looks at night. So just a moment here. This is how we're looking at night. And yeah, I think it's really cute. I think it's kind of perfect and exactly what I wanted. I didn't even realize it. Yeah, I think it would be cute though as Sabrina, the little baby, is getting older, maybe putting in some little toddler stuff out in the yard part of it. But other than that, I mean, it's kind of perfect for 3 adults and a little tiny baby, you know? So I think with that, we're going to end today's part. I know we didn't get much done, but we did get the exterior done, which is kind of rare for me. I don't usually work on exteriors first for whatever reason. I don't know. But I hope you guys are enjoying this. Let me know what you think. Please leave me a sweet comment. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Make good choices, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.